Hello YouTube, Dr. Sola coming to you from Lekki County Estates in Lagos, Nigeria. So we have something very interesting. By the way, the guy has the most interesting name you'll ever hear. His name is Henry Cousin. When he sent me an email and he says he was Henry's cousin, I asked him who Henry was. And then when he sent me a payment and his name was Henry Cousin, that blew my mind. Okay, so believe it or not, he has Nissan Leaf batteries. Look at that. He's running off the Nissan Leaf batteries right now. But I'll show you something else that's just as exciting. Something you don't see often in Nigeria. We didn't do this installation. He had someone else do it. We just came and fine-tuned it to make it work fine for him. And so far so good. We had to make some battery setting adjustments. We had an electrician come and rewire on the AC side to clean up the wiring, and so far so good. And yes, that sounds like an aux fan, right? Sounds just like it. So battery voltage is right now 54.8, 54.7, 54.5, 54.7. So the batteries are charging. So let me take you out to why we're here. Here's a couple of BigBattery batteries. So you see them. BigBattery.com. You've seen these advertised, right? BigBattery advertise them. What they do is they repurpose either EV batteries or other type of batteries, and then they put them in this box and they sell it to you. We have some. Can I have the spec sheet? Do you have the spec sheet? No, you have it. It's on your phone. You should have it on your phone. Look on your phone. So we had some concerns with these batteries. One, if you follow what the spec sheet says, you will get in trouble. Because it's telling you could discharge these batteries as low as 43 volts and charge them as high as 58 volts. And these are LiFePO4 batteries, 16S. You cannot discharge them that low. Even at 50 volts, you're close to 0%. So if so we'll look at this one later. It's called the Big Kong Elite. I'm not wearing my glasses. I'm hoping you could read the info for yourself. Let me see if I can see that number. Just give me contact on the screen. Wait. It was focusing before this guy too. So these are the specs, and I'll show you this particular battery. It came and there were some issues, and I'll tell you what the issues are and how we intend to get it resolved. But back to this one. So these are repurposed. This is supposed to be 48 volts, and what we found out is there are two 24 volt modules in there. So here is one. There's the first one, and here is the second one. And what they did is they connected it in series. They're using an EVO BMS. So let me see. Battery EVO BMS. And you could see 25.6 volts. Let me see, you see that? Yep, you can see it, right? So that's how they got this to work. So they have two batteries inside with their own individual BMSs. Then they connected it in series using these connectors. And then he's connecting it to his system. I didn't like the performance, and part of it was because he was using the settings that they gave him, and then we made changes to those settings. And you can see he has a total of 6 of them or 5 of them. 5. He has a total of 5 of them. So he spent quite a pretty penny to buy these and import them to Nigeria. Now I'm going to show you the big boy that brought us here and what we plan to do. So first things first, we'll talk to Seplos and find out if we can do this and parallel and series them. If we're able to series them, then we'll replace it with a Seplos BMS. This way, this can communicate with the 8 kilowatt day inverter that's there. So that's the plan. Well, let's go look at the big boy. This thing is huge. Let me see if I can give you a reference. So I'm 6'1", and let me see if I can give you a reference. This is my chest. This is my upper, still my lower chest, and it gets to my lower chest. That's how big this thing is. I think they say it weighs about 160 pounds. 600 pounds. Sorry, 600 pounds. So over 250 kg. This is one big ass battery. So we'll show you. Tosin, could you turn it on? Let's show them what the issue is. So here's our stickers, right? And they're telling you could discharge from 43 to 58.8, and this is supposed to be a 16S. That is not going to happen. It's on? Okay, so scroll through the menu. So the battery is on, as you can see, it's 0%, 47.71, and the BMS is refusing to come on. And we'll show you why. Could you go to, I think it's this one. Is it that button? Or is this button? The other button. That one, yes. So as you could see the cell voltages, right? Let me see if I can show you. The highest is 3.1 volts, and the lowest is 2.5 volts, and that's what has shut the system down. That's why it's not coming on. So it has a rather generic BMS, and I think what we'll do is we'll also do a surplus. And the reason why I want surplus is because one BMS communication between the inverter and the battery. So we're going to open it so you can see what the BMS looks like, and then we'll plan to come back with surplus BMS. So here is the top of the battery, your Anderson connectors, of course, your BMS, your total battery positive, your negative to a fuse. I'm going to assume this is a 350 amp fuse. I think that's what I read in the specs. This is a 350 amp fuse. And then from here, it comes to the BMS. Pretty solid cable. I like this. And then same battery Evo BMS. 300 amps? Okay, 300 amp fuse. And then same thing, battery Evo BMS. We can't get the BMS to get out of safe mode. So if you have any suggestions on how to get it out of safe mode, please, I'd like to hear them. Hear it. If not, we're definitely going to get a surplus. Question is how to put the surplus into this enclosure without shorting things off, because they put this on, and I think this is just glued on, or they used what do you call it? Cable tie. They use cable tie to hold. You know, this is not a cable. This is a battery temperature sensor. This is a battery temperature sensor. So I think it's just glued to the bottom with something. So this is the BigBattery.com. So my big concern, like I said, is the charge and discharge settings that they tell you to use. I think those are totally wrong. If we use 3.5, 3.6 as our max times 16, and then I always like to use 3, anywhere between 3 and 3.2 as my cutoff. And asking me to use 43, that's just pushing it, because there's no capacity in these batteries after 3.2. From 3.2 to 2.5, there is nothing. So I wouldn't discharge these batteries to 2.5. Yes, they're high grade cells. Yes, you may be able to get 3,000 cycles out of them, but they've already been cycled. They've been used. So why would I want to get 100% out of them? So that's not the goal. The goal now will be to come back and find out how to wake it up. Once we wake it up, we'll either use this because it says it balances. And if you're familiar with this particular BMS, please tell me something in the comment section so I know what to do with them. For those of you who do a lot of DIY just like I used to do, post comment, tell me how to wake this up so we can wake it up and get it to do what it's supposed to do. Supposedly it balances. If it balances, it's wonderful. I don't know what. And also tell us what the software, the app we can use to talk to it, because it didn't tell us what app we should use, and I'm sure this is Bluetooth capable. So once again, this is Dr. Solar coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria, Lekki County Estate at Henry's cousin's house. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up.